Hello there, you're watching the evening news program on Lào Cai television. In today's program, we will check out the following headlines. Urgently finalizing procedures to commence construction of the Lào Cai Hanoi Hải Phòng runway on December the 19th. Lào Cai, Vietnam and Hữu Khẩu Yunnan China border forces actively support cross-border exchange activities. Vietnam-China International Trade Fair, diverse range of the goods and products. Following other detailed contents, please join in watching the program. The Runway Project Management Board under the Ministry of Construction is urgently coordinating with relevant agencies to finalize procedures aiming to commence construction of Component Project 1, the Lào Cai Hanoi Hải Phòng runway line on the December 19th.
According to the Railway Project Management Board, the project's technical design is expected to be approved by late November, with construction bidding finalized before December 10 for the planned groundbreaking. Component. Project 1 is slated to commence construction in December 2025, with the basic foundation completed by 2027. This will support the construction transport for Component Project 2 419 kilometers railway, ensuring the entire project is finalized by 2030. The total investment for the Lào Cai Hanoi Hải Phòng Railway, spanning 6 provinces, cities, is over 203 trillion VND. The section within Lào Cai province alone is over 143 kilometers long, featuring 5 stations and 4 technical operation yards.
Since the beginning of the year, the entire province has planted over 5,830 hectares of cinnamon. This includes over 884 hectares of new planted areas and nearly 4,950 hectares of replanted areas.
Thanks to favorable weather, guaranteed quality seed sources, and the proactive efforts of households in maintaining and expanding raw material areas, the province's target for newly planted and replanted cinnamon after harvest has consistently been met. Localities across the province are focusing on developing cinnamon cultivation in depth, selecting seed sources with clear origin and provenance to ensure high-quality seedlings are planted. They are implementing planting area planning in low-lying communes with suitable climate and soil conditions, thereby contributing to enhancing the value of the province's cinnamon trees.
On the morning of November the 18th, a professional meeting on border defense work for the third quarter of 2025 took place at the Kim Thanh International Road Border Gate No. 2 in Lào Cai Ward. The meeting was held between the delegation representing the 4 border guard stations of the Lào Cai and the delegation from the Hữu Khẩu Exit Entry Border Inspection Station, Yunnan, China.
In the third quarter of 2025, both sides strictly upheld, deployed, and implemented the signed cooperation mechanisms, coordinating effectively in border gate management, including border openings, exit entry control, and the fight against various types of cross-border and border gate crimes. During the working session, both sides agreed to continue maintaining the effectiveness of cooperation mechanisms, such as official talks, exchange letters, hotlines, liaison officers, and joint border enforcement patrols. They committed to strengthening the exchange of information and situational updates related to exit entry management and control, as well as organized criminal networks. Concurrently, they pledged to actively support exchange activities, exhibitions, and trade. The talks also included the presentation of the Friendship Envoy title for the third quarter of 2025 to 2 officials.
On November the 18th, the provincial social security agencies organized a Prospas Gades Festival, marking the start of the intensive communication campaign aimed at bringing social insurance and health insurance policies closer to the public and promoting the achievement of social security target for 2025.
At the propaganda and consultation booth set up at Bendo Market, communicators introduced the new points of the amended Social Insurance Law and Health Insurance Law, which took effect on the 1st of July 2025. They provided consultation on the benefits and support levels when participating in voluntary social insurance and household health insurance and warned against acts of impersonating Social Security officials and using social media for scams. Concurrently, they guided residents on installing and using the digital Social Security application and experiencing the utilities of online public services. In the afternoon of the same day, the Provincial Social Security Agency coordinated with the All Lao Ward People's Committee to launch small group propaganda campaigns in 8 villages and residential areas.
To date, nearly 3,000 villages and hamlets in Lào Cai province have registered for the drug-free village hamlet model. This initiative is being rolled out with the goal of eliminating drug abuse at the grassroots level and processing toward the establishment of drug-free communes.
The model aims to strengthen the dissemination of legal policies on drug prevention and control, as well as the methods and tactics used by drug criminals, and to encourage the struggle and denunciation of drug-related legal violations. Through this model, the leadership and directive role has been enhanced, boosting the All People Protect National Security movement. It leverages the combined strength of the entire political system and the participation of the masses in the fight against drug crimes and social vices.
Ladies and gentlemen, aiming for every resident to become an active digital citizen, Yên is launching the campaign 60 Days of Digital Movement with the People, featuring many practical and grassroots activities.
At the Dong Tam 4 Residential Group Cultural House, officials from the ward's Culture and Social Affairs Department are guiding residents on installing the Digital Party Member Handbook application, Vini ID digital identification, and other digital utilities. This is the core focus of the campaign 60 Days of Digital Movement with the People, which Yen Bai Ward is implementing from November 1st to December 31st.
Learning this is very exciting because I see that accessing digital technology is easier and more convenient, which helps bring useful applications into life.
At first it seemed difficult, but it only takes a click or a touch on the phone. After the training, especially within the Women's Union chapter, I instructed the sisters and they became very proficient. At Kim Dong Primary School, AI classes are effectively assisting teachers in applying new tools for lesson planning, developing electronic curricula, and creating illustrative videos. This significantly enhances the visual appeal of the lessons. In the current era of digital technology explosion, the current AI course is highly meaningful and practical for us. The course spans 3 consecutive sessions with a methodical program, providing us with a basic foundation in artificial intelligence that greatly supports our teaching work. The campaign 60 Days of Digital Movement with the People focuses on areas such as VNI, digital identification, using online public services, and installing the Digital Party Member Handbook. To ensure effective implementation, Yen Bai Ward organizes the campaign through 2 main channels: widespread propaganda in residential areas and practical, on-demand support for residents. To date, the ward has conducted over 70 outreach sessions, creating clear changes in the awareness and actions of the people. We were very surprised when we went down to the residential groups and party cells to see even elderly residents proficiently and quickly using smartphones. We were surprised when we finished instructing, and they had already completed the task. The 60 Days of Digital Movement with the People campaign is opening up a new approach. Approachable, practical, and sustainable, creating a solid foundation for Yen Bai Ward to move closer to its goal of building a digital community.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Lào Cai province, the 35th Vietnam-China International Trade Fair Lào Cai is taking place over 6 days from November the 19th to the 24th. This is the largest tourist event in the Borough region this year, with a scale of up to 700 booths. This is an opportunity to enterprises to strengthen connection, boost trade, and expand bilateral economic cooperation.
Coming from Yuntianhua, Yunnan Province, China, this enterprise will introduce 3 fertilizer products: DAP, MAP, and MKB, intended for crops such as wet rice, coffee, and fruit trees. With a solid brand and market position in China's fertilizer industry, The enterprise expects its products to also be well received by the Vietnamese market.
We wish to utilize the platform provided by the trade fair to understand the local agricultural needs and introduce high-quality fertilizer products. At the same time, we look forward to promoting cooperation in the field of agricultural supplies.
Registering a booth at the Fair Viettel Lào Cai branch is not only showcasing telecommunication services and turnkey house construction, but also bringing robotic products applied in logistics, production, retail, and warehousing. These include autonomous robots for the retrieval and storage of goods in warehouses and factories, and heavy-duty delivery drones, all designed to optimize time, reduce costs, and improve transport productivity.
We hope to meet with many partners from Vietnam and other countries to sign cooperation agreements and expand our operational territory.
The fair features a scale of up to 700 booths, including 500 standard booths, and approximately 4,000 square meters dedicated to special exhibition areas with a diverse range of products from enterprises hailing from Vietnam, China, and many other countries and territories. I am here to introduce the products of my craft village, and secondly, to potentially establish other trade connections within Lào Cai. For instance, finding partners who will import our goods.
Products from Laos or East Asian countries mainly feature characteristics typical of their countries for introduction and promotion. As for Chinese goods, they primarily involve consumer goods and technology. Notably, this year in Vietnam, we also have an exhibition related to cross-border e-commerce.
Serving as a crucial commercial bridge between the two countries, the fair provides opportunities for enterprises to introduce products, expand markets, and seek investment opportunities. The diversity of goods displayed at this year's fair clearly illustrates the vast potential for Vietnam-China border trade cooperation, opening up prospects for sustainable and prosperous development in the time ahead.
Amidst the pristine mountain and forest of Chinatown commutes a high altitude area, there are teachers who day after day construct mountain paths, cross the stream, and traverse hard passages to show the sense of literacy. These kindergarten teachers are quietly keeping the flame of their profession alive, nurturing the first sprout of knowledge for the young children in the region.
Rain or shine, every day, teacher Lee Thi-Soo and her colleagues tirelessly traverse nearly 10 kilometers of forest paths to be present on time at the Ta Dong Satellite School location. Despite the hardships and difficulties, the teacher's path to school is also the path to the future for 27 children in Ta Dong village. Loving my job and loving the children, I also love the road I am traveling, even when it is difficult or there are landslides. But I have decided, I have chosen this path and I love this path, so there will be no suffering and I will overcome it. These are the simple, honest thoughts shared by Teacher Sue after 7 years of service, having taught at all 3 small satellite schools in Che Tao commune. It is also the spirit of all the kindergarten teachers here. Many of the school locations are still very difficult to reach, but the joy of the children is the greatest motivation for the teachers to continue dedicating themselves. They not only teach literacy and songs, but also take care of the children's meals and sleep, acting as the children's second mothers. We feel very secure sending our children to school here so we can go to work. Even though the teachers have to travel difficult roads, our children are cared for by them, so we can only be grateful to the teachers. Che Tao Kindergarten has 1 main campus and 3 satellite locations. The farthest satellite location is 21 kilometers from the commune center and serves 186 students. Despite the difficulties and isolation, learning is maintained regularly here. Raising, feeding, and teaching children the teacher's work has never been easy, but their love for the profession helps them overcome everything to keep the flame alive in the green mountains of Che Tao. For teachers at satellite locations, especially those who have to travel far, we have to visit them once a month. Firstly, to check on the living situation of the teachers, and secondly, to grasp their morale so that we can timely encourage them and keep their political mindset firm.
Thứ hai nữa là nắm bắt tình hình tư tưởng của đội ngũ để kịp thời làm sao thì có những cái động viên kịp thời cho đội ngũ có những
Amidst the vast mountains and forests of Che Tao, these kindergarten teachers persistently light up dreams. They bring not only literacy, but also love to every village. These flame keepers in the forest continue their silent, diligent dedication, hoping to change the future for the children of the highlands.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program today is ending. Thank you for your attention.